right. Let's see where we're at. All right. We seem to be live. Do we have a picture? Because I keep having issues with the...
If we ever
All
get
right,
like
cool.
a countdown to go, if we ever get a countdown to going live, we should do like the Royal Rumble theme.
The old
And
Royal
then
Rumble theme, the na 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 na
I
na
don't know
na
the
na
I don't know
na.
the
That's
I don't
old
know the.
school.
Oh, okay,
Old
all
school.
right.
And
Sure,
hello
interesting.
everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of
We
the
are
Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and I am joined on the other end of the tin cannon string as of now by Eric Wade.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's up? And Easy.
I'm big money Eric nowadays. I'm big office
Big,
worker.
big money
And I'm
Eric.
still your and I am still your Twitter creator, King EZ.
Yes.
And also tonight's little sparkling bubbly is Black Cherry.
Black Chair.
Yes.
Nice. Sounds good.
Yeah. Too bad it's non-alcoholic,
Yeah, it is.
so you guys might not like it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the designated driver of this group.
The designated.
What we
driver.
call that is
Suffer
a
with you
chaser.
guys.
We call that a chaser.
Uh-huh.
Everything is just going slow today. It feels like. So I don't even have there we go. We're live. I can put the share out there, and we might
No,
be
it's
being
on. I'm
joined.
watching.
Yeah, we might be being joined by OG Nick a little later. He said he was going to be part of it. I sent him the link. He might just be running in here at the very last minute. I don't know. Who knows?
So it's like we're anticipating DX saying, wasn't there more guys in this group?
Something like that. Yes, very much so. But yeah,
There might be a mid-match run-in.
Yeah.
there might be a mid-match
guys,
run-in.
This is why I left Elite Era. This is what I go for now. Oh, not left it. I just merely killed it.
You killed it. Injected it with a lethal dose of poison. And yeah, so if you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I met these two guys at All In and Starcast. This is the shirt I wore at All In, just ironically enough. But any hoozles, we love wrestling. We became friends through pro wrestling. We love sharing our love of pro wrestling with each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, hey, I think that's a Nick.
Oh, there we go.
Is that a Nick?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, OG Nick is here. I was friends with this guy in high school, and we started talking about pro wrestling, and we all became friends through pro wrestling. However, just like all of you out there, we're not insiders. We're just fans, just like all of you. We avoid insider terms because at the end of the day, we're not outsiders. We are just marks. We are outsiders. We're not outsiders. We're not like Kevin Nash here. Yeah, it's been a little hectic getting this one together, but we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Got NXT Takeover, we got Friday Dynamite, and we have some big news coming out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And let's get to it. Let's start with those NXT Takeover predictions. After I tell everybody on Facebook that I am, in fact, live. So if someone wants to pull up the NXT TakeOver card and get this party started, I would appreciate it.
Someone do that? NXT.
All right. If not, I can easily get it now that I have put out there to my fine followers on the Book of Face that that we are live. And all right, first match, we have a winner-takes-all 6-man tag team match for the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championship. We got Bronson Reed and MSK, Nash Carter and Wesley, versus Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wild? I can never always pronounce that right. Nick, who are you picking in this one?
There we go.
I think it's Joaquin.
Joaquin? Gotcha.
Yeah. like Phoenix. I'm gonna go with the Legado del Fantasma actually. I
Okay.
know Bronson Reed just won that championship not that long ago. MSK really too, not that long ago. But I would mostly because I would like to see a feud between them, that faction,
Right.
and Swerve, his new faction. I
Gotcha.
think that, going for the, maybe keep those belts kind of bunched up for just a little bit. But it's really like a 50-50 split, I think. But I don't know. It just seems like MSK are good, but from my perspective, and I don't watch NXT every single week. I don't know. They just kind of seem like
It's kind
they're
of
kind of there to me.
yeah, like there's good wrestling, but there's kind of like there's no. It's like kind of like watching PWG. Like you'll get a good wrestling match, but there's kind of like it's like PWG or ROH. You'll get the good
Mhm.
wrestling match, and there's some good talent there, but there's nothing like to get invested other than swell match.
Yeah,
But
and I don't know. I feel like, not that they need to just get rid of MSK and they should, just go be lose all their matches from now on. But maybe it seemed a little too soon for them to get it in the first place. Honestly,
right. I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm going MSK and Bronson Reed just because I feel like it's a little too soon for Bronson Reed to lose the North American title. EZ, who are you picking?
Well, firstly, I just realized I accidentally had myself on mute because I was trying to talk, and you guys were like, "Are y'all ignoring me?" Okay, so anyways, well, before I want to make my pick, I realized a few weeks ago, Santos Escobar made a little comment saying that Canada is not a real country. Well, I'm not sure what the Spanish version is of "fuck you." But I'm gonna go with actually Bronson and MSK. I definitely see something growing out of
Since he said that, can I
Legado.
change my pick now? I'm kidding.
No, I definitely see something growing out of Legado del Fantasma. I hope I said that right. Otherwise, Michelle, you can kill me later. But I don't know. I think we need a bigger takeover to finally see Legado owning the North American Championship and the NXT tag teams. As for now, I just think it's too soon to take the title off Bronson.
Yeah, especially but now they're getting ready to tour again. Yeah.
True. Maybe in their first oh wait, this is NXT. Since when do they tour? They always stay in Full Sail.
Well, for takeovers they tour.
True.
Sorry, not takeover, but like
Yeah, that's
NXT Live. It's like since when did they tour?
Well, yeah,
I
I
wish
see
they
live, but
tour.
like takeovers, they tour.
Please.
I mean,
NXT,
they tour house
can you-
shows.
I've been to a
NXT,
takeover
I don't
LA.
care for house shows.
War game.
NXT, please do actual tours. I don't want to go to Raw. Maybe SmackDown, but definitely not Raw.
Eric, who are you picking in this one?
Well, by the way, easy. It's La puta pa cabron. They say, you stupid motherfucker. That's what you gotta say.
Okay,
And
that answers something else because now when Naito goes cabron, he's like, I makes sense that he'd be saying like fucker or something like that.
Cabron, pinche puto cabron. It's like, God damn it, motherfucker. I'm gonna go with Fantasma. I'm gonna go with Fantasma just because I think he's cool. But
Okay.
like I said, enjoy it, suck it now because once you get followed from
Yeah.
the announcer, they're gonna lie at your ass.
Yeah, I know. Enjoy it now.
I do want to say I love
Hold on to
Legado
memories.
Fantasma's theme. That is epic. Or at
Indeed.
least Santo Escobar's theme. That's amazing.
All right, so singles match for the NXT Women's Championship: Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai versus Ember Moon with Shotzi Blackheart. OG Nick, who have you got and why?
Raquel, I think definitely too early in that run for her to lose the belt.
I agree, and I love Ember Moon. She's probably one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all times. But
Yeah, Ember Moon's awesome. I mean, we've been watching Ember Moon for a long time. She used to wrestle in our local indies.
Well, St. Louis Anarchy. She used to come make her
Yeah,
way
what
over
was
there.
her name
Is she
back
always
then?
Ember Moon?
No,
No,
she
it was,
had a different name.
What was her name then? Because she's been Ember
I
Moon.
don't remember.
Because there's Rachel Summerlin, Athena.
I'll look it up.
Athena, yeah,
Athena.
Athena.
Okay.
Yeah,
And she
Cool.
wrestled
Cool
Rachel
name.
Summerlin a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like two like women's wrestlers in the
But
St. Louis scene at that time, seemingly.
And they
I'm
were
sure
from
I know
Texas.
there wasn't.
And they were
but-
from Texas. They'd come from
Yeah.
Texas to wrestle there. So
Yeah.
like, they'd either wrestle either them or they'd wrestle like some kind of like when Mischief would be around or Daisy Hayes would come through. They'd just like wrestle that rotation.
Or they'd wrestle guys.
Or they'd wrestle guys. Which leads to another story that's not safe for this live stream about us getting mad at a child that was in the crowd that thought he was smarter and cooler and more adult than what he was. But that's
We'll do a whole podcast about that.
Yeah, we
kid
will.
someday.
We will.
I have
We'll do
many
a deep
questions.
dive
now.
into St. Louis Anarchy Kid. We'll get him. Maybe we can get him to interview him.
I think we can get him on the show because I know who he is.
Yeah.
All right, so we're both going. Raquel,
And
Eric,
what's
who
his
you go-
name and full address and phone number? I'm just kidding.
His social security number is 555.
No, I'm gonna go for a title retention. I don't think Ember Moon's there to. I think she went back to NXT just to put people over. I don't think she's there to try to.
I hope
That's
not, but I
I'm
kind of can see what you're saying with that.
Kind of like Balor. It's more like maybe if she gets title run, it's fine, whatever. But I think she's.
Why
more there
would
to,
anybody
help.
at this point leave NXT though? Like,
Money?
Money, yeah.
Really? To be
Vince.
mid Carter and look at what happened and probably end up
to get a greater pay per view. To get a greater pay per view bonus than what you get for a takeover bonus, and get
You
that
You also
re-
probably
And
don't
then-
have that
and
much
then-
of a choice,
it used
do
to be
you?
a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
It
and
used
then
to be a
get
big deal.
released like
At
what,
the
a few
Raw
weeks
after
later?
Mania.
yeah.
The Raw after Mania. Oh, who's going to get
Who's
called
coming
up?
up?
The
Yeah.
big NXT guys. It's going to be a big deal.
Well, it's
blah,
gonna be
blah, blah, but these
revival.
last
It's gonna
couple
be
years-
yeah, but yeah, no.
We'll
But
see.
Easy, who are you picking in this one?
Well, all of you are gonna hate me. Ember Moon.
Okay,
I
why?
I don't hate it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
I-
hate it, but I'd like to hear your logic why.
I think like putting Ember as like putting her back as the face of NXT for the women's division, I think it could definitely create a huge target on her back, saying like, hey, to all like the current roster, they'll be like, you already had your spotlight and then you left us. So do you really consider yourself an NXT OG to really be holding that title? So, and I think that's what Raquel could challenge her on, because it's like, this is where I'm staying. You can go back to being someone that's barely remembered on Monday or Friday nights.
That's a good storyline, but the only problem is Ember's on the good side of things and Raquel isn't. And
I know, that's what I'm saying. For the baddies, they can create a target on her back.
Remember
As for
when Ember
the
Moon was being
goodies,
bullied by Sonya
They can be
Deville
like,
and
yeah,
Mandy
you know
Rose?
what?
That's true.
She's Ember. Ember Moon.
She had
She
her
made
switch
NXT Women's
broken.
Division amazing. Whereas the baddies of NXT saying you're taking away all of our spotlights. The only reason you came back here is because people forgot what your name was.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not terrible. I just I don't even on NXT. I don't give them that much credit. But
Also, I don't like her new theme. I'm sorry. I miss Feel the Flame.
sticking with the women's division though, we have Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. Nick, who you picking and why?
I mean, that one's got to be Xia Li,
Okay.
I would think. I mean, they're doing the whole deal with that group still.
Right.
So I mean, it just seems. I mean, unless it's like a loss, and then I guess it could just be part of the furthering it. But to me, it seems like they're gonna keep pushing this.
See, I'm gonna go Mercedes just because I feel like she needs a win.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's kind of due for a big win. They've kind of been not really. She hasn't been win enough, so it seems like she's kind of due. EZ, who are you picking in this one?
I'm going with Mercedes Martinez because I don't know if I missed something, but I don't really know anything about this current rivalry. So I'm just picking
Gotcha.
Mercedes because it's the only lady that I recognize out of those two. No
Okay.
offense with Lee. I bet she is fantastic, and we'll definitely see that on Sunday.
Fair enough. Eric, who are you picking and why in this one?
I'll go opposite. I think Io Shirai is hot right now. So Mercedes Martinez is pretty good.
Xia
I
Li.
appreciate what she does. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then shit. Let's just go with the group then because
Apologies
the
to
table said.
our Asian audience.
I thought you said, I swear to God, I thought I even wrote that down. I put Io Shirai versus. Okay. Nope.
Oops.
All right, next match. A ladder match for the
Can we
$1
edit
million.
that out? Editor.
We're
put
live,
that
pal.
out.
We're live,
We'll
pal.
cut that. We'll cut that out. Let's take a second take. I choose Mercedes Martinez.
Okay. All right, ladder match for the $1 million championship. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. And I just died a little on the inside saying that. And I also want to say for the record, like, I was a big Eli Drake fan in the NWA. I'm not feeling LA Knight. Like, he's not done anything in NXT even to really make me think, like, wow, this was the fucking dude in Impact in the NWA. So, I mean, I don't dislike him, but I'm kind of just, I'm not sold on him as a member of the WWE roster right now. But
Well, I'm all about him. That's my pick. Put it down right now.
All right.
All about him.
EZ, what are you going with?
Firstly, I still can't get. I like Eli Drake, but I can't get behind his name, LA Knight. It's like, really? You sound like. Anyways, I don't even want to know where to go. But I'm going with Cameron Grimes. I've started to more and more think he's just hilarious, and he's definitely getting over by a lot of people. And I don't know. Maybe he might be, somewhat of a good person to be mentoring around with Ted DiBiase. But while I do agree putting the $1 million championship on the line, I'm not sure whether that's even right. Which, by the way, I know the secret of the $1 million championship. It is not. Oh, sorry, I must have cut out there. Actually, maybe Ted's watching me because I don't think he wants me to say the real value of the belt.
Nick, who are you going with?
Sorry, I don't know if we got kids watching this. Maybe like.
Well, breaking kayfabe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with LA Knight. I mean, it just seems like he fits more with Ted DiBiase to be kind of in that role of like I don't know. Cameron Grimes just doesn't. He really seems more like the good guy now. I know he hasn't necessarily been, but like he's trying to be Ted DiBiase and failing, and that's kind of funny to me. So it just makes sense for him to not get that championship and the endorsement of Ted DiBiase, and then kind of rebound from there. Make that like his like his breaking point, his rock bottom or whatever.
I agree with you at least with LA Knight, at least in terms of I think he's winning, but I just kind of feel like, I just kind of, said that I'm not sold on him. I feel like they got to do something with him in order to sell, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's not completely sold on him just yet, so they might be doing this to try and sell us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. And it's not like putting a championship that's really important on him too fast either. Like, you can give someone the $1 million championship.
It's not like they're, winning the world title in their first match.
Yeah, or even like the North American or the tag titles. Like, this is like, a not real title. So I think that's perfectly fine. It's not too much too soon at all. But it still gives the air of credibility.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
That's the rub. That's exactly why I'm picking Knight too, is because same thing with like Brian Cage. Hey, let's bring you in. Why would he not sign with AEW? Well, we'll promise you we'll give you a cool run with the $1 million title, and that's legacy over something else. Well, same thing with Brian Cage. We'll give you the run with like the FTW title, which for indies is legacy, whatever. I can see this being a big push for LA Knight, and if they do it correctly, and NXT does it correctly, I have to give them credit for that. Then this can be a huge thing for Eli Drake / LA. They gotta change this. Goddamn, I hate his name.
Yeah, it sucks, don't it? Main event, fatal 5-way for the NXT Championship. The champion Karrion Kross versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne. Pretty much like the hitters, the heavy hitters, the aces of NXT all in one match. Nick, who are you going with in this one?
This is kind of a weird match, I think. Just a 5-way ladder match. It's just, I don't know. You don't see those
It's
very
not a
often.
ladder
and-
match.
That's not a ladder match.
Oh, it's not a ladder
It's
match?
a match.
Where
Which
did I see
sucked.
that at?
The $1 Million Championship.
According to the $1
Oh,
million
okay.
Championship's the ladder match. Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
sorry.
it should be the other way around. The $1 Million Championship should just be regular, and the NXT title should be a ladder match.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a 5-way match, you might as well make it a ladder match at that point.
Exactly.
Like five people
I'm
in
a
the
fan.
ring.
I'm a fan of ladder matches. If done
And
right, they're
Anything
pretty cool.
For
more
sure.
than 4 wrestlers in a ring, you got to make it a ladder match.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I don't know. I
And-
kind of like the old 6-pack challenges and the 6-man Hell
It's
in a
old
Cell
school.
match. but-
Ladder match is old school.
It's like too many cooks in the kitchen you're seeing right here.
yeah. What was the
when
match
somebody-
where
Save that
Brian
for the main
Kendrick won the
roster.
world title?
Let's
It's
What
the
was that one
FW.
called?
It's the FTW championship.
No, Brian Kendrick, where he won the
Oh,
WWE
Brian
championship for like
Kendrick.
5
Yeah.
minutes. In
Yeah,
that
yeah,
match
yeah,
where
yeah.
like if you pinned, you were the champion for that amount until you got pinned.
Yeah, but
Whoever
like,
was the
but when you
last
go
one to
back, but when you
pin.
go back and look at the history of the title, like Brian Kendrick's not in there. It's only the person that got the final pin won the match. So it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, the championship scramble.
Scramble, yes. This should be a scramble match. I love scramble
Oh my
matches.
God.
I don't know why they
I-
quit doing them.
I don't know. I wasn't a big fan.
I
of
thought that was a
scramble
great
matches.
concept they had.
Bring back fun matches.
But who you going with
This
in this
could
one?
be a Hell in a Cell match. This could be a ladder match. It's Karrion Kross is going to win.
Yeah,
I
Karrion
don't
Kross
think it
gonna win.
matters.
I'm going Karrion Kross retention. What say you guys?
Carrion for me, because why on earth would you not have him hold the championship for a while? Like, I don't know. At this point, it's like I don't really know who would get the belt off him. I don't know. And Kyle O'Reilly, it's like, I don't know. Adam Cole, well, everybody hates him. Johnny Gargano, hell no. Pete Dunne, you can go back to NXT UK. Have fun. You can
I'm a
go
fan of
try to
Pete.
beat Walter.
I like Dunn.
I like
He's one of my
You don't like
favorites.
Pete Dunne?
I don't mind
no,
Pete
he's
Dunne,
one
but
of my
it's
favorites.
like you're in a different brand, man.
I love Pete
I
Dunne.
liked
Pete
him
Dunne's
as
one of
the
the
UK
best on that
champion.
company. Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, he could.
Also,
he's legit though. He could.
But
They could-
I know.
they did it to themselves. To Easy's credit, though, they did it to themselves. They divided the
Yeah.
NXT UK and the NXT. I mean, America.
Honestly,
whatever.
if anything,
If he
I would.
wasn't, him and Walter would be money. Like if they were going to be in the UK, or whatever, and fighting over the belt, make it prestigious. Beat Dunn could do it, but if that, I mean, what am I getting paid for this?
And honestly, if anything,
needs
I would love to see Karrion Kross versus Walter, winner take all.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah, as long as Walter wins.
Yeah,
Like once they
exactly.
open up like the travel restrictions, like they finally ease off a little bit, that can work.
I agree. That could be the person, and then Walter can just beat everybody else and have all the belts in the whole company.
Yeah.
That can be a
give Walter all
podcast
the
in itself,
belts.
though.
Yeah.
Once
He's
once
NXT's
COVID's
Brock
over,
Lesnar.
what matches are on the top of the list?
I do spin out of this match and do singles matches because, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I remember whenever Karrion Kross lost the belt and they had that big NXT TV main event where they had like all the former champions. And that seemed like such a big deal. And now this is like kind of that, and it doesn't feel like such a big deal. It
right.
just feels like the momentum is so much different now than it was even pandemic era NXT. It just feels like the momentum is slowed down so much. And I know
Yeah.
you were saying with LA Knight, like I feel the same way about Karrion Kross. Like I don't. He looks cool and his matches are like pretty good or okay sometimes, but like I just don't. Whatever it is, I don't connect with Karrion Kross.
Right. All right, but Eric, you're going Karrion Kross as well.
Yeah, because same reasons. It's too early for him. He just got it. Hopefully, they can elevate it and make a big deal or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, let him run with it.
All right, so now that we're done with that, time to talk about Friday Dynamite, which I love Dynamite and all, but this was like a chore to get through. It was late, it was tiring, it was just whatever. But
Screw the playoffs.
yeah, fuck the existence of basketballs. They may not hold grudges, but I do.
You can blame the pandemic because otherwise we would only be having the finals right now. And we
You
would
know
have
what?
our
Well,
Wednesdays
this
back.
happened back in the day, though. This happened with
Nitro all the time, I know.
well, at least no, but like at least in my area, whatever, we'd have a lot of oh well, now it's baseball season. It's like who the hell watches even baseball at this time at whatever, or like for SmackDown Friday night, and it's like can't they just get their own goddamn channel? And then was it basketball? I guess they did, but all sports should do that because if you're going to be planning on this kind of stuff, and these companies, as we've seen, are living and dying on the ratings on these kind of nights where they have to rely on it, then they have to have some sort of like scheduling,
Right.
and like some sort of synergy where it's like, all right, you can have this night, we can have this night, or just do a whole sports channel where it's like, here's all the sports you get,
like
whatever.
ESPN.
And like for a lot of people that are saying like, oh, especially for the WWE marks, be like, AEW is going to tank in the ratings because it's competing with basketball. It's like, okay, may I remind you that for about maybe 4 to 5 months that Monday Night Raw is always competing with Monday Night Football. Like, I would rather take that because at least I'm seeing some action on the fields.
Right.
Well,
but-
that's their biggest excuse too for ratings drops. But when you go it across the week, do it every other sport and every other thing. It's like
everyone's saying like, oh no, there's an AEW ratings drop. This is the end. It's like, okay, just literally watch AEW like once again like skyrocket, especially when we go back on the road. Like that's the big thing.
Yeah, that'll be the true test. But we got some stuff to cover here. We gotta get to
that.
But once
Miami,
again,
please
fuck
do
basketball.
not screw up.
Fuck basketball. Young Bucks versus Pac and Penta El Zero Miedo. This is a good match. Wasn't as good as the Pac and Phoenix match, but it's still a good match. Yeah. Again, it's kind of that like thing that I've said in the past. Sometimes when there's a good match, like you can't really say much about it. At times, you can just go, "Good match, check it out."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Eddie Kingston thing is interesting. It's kind of odd. Their relationship of he tried to break them up, and now he's helping them. And I guess you said the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but that just feels. I don't know. They've really lost a lot of momentum after that excellent pay-per-view, and it's because they're on Fridays, and for so long, 1 week is one thing, but like a month of moving your time slot is killer.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that sucks. That sucks bad.
Like the TBS deal is going to hopefully help this, but it's like, yeah, that's what's killing their momentum is just being on a shit time slot where nobody like really is watching TV.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to waste my good stuff on 10 to midnight on a Friday either.
Yeah.
Like, why would you waste your good matches on that?
Which is why, and kind of going back to that point, it's like it's very interesting. So the Jungle Boy Kenny match is going to be on a Saturday in prime time. So it's like, okay, that's good. Like that's smart. They're not gonna put a match of that magnitude on, late night on a Friday when people already got their buzz or they're already at the, the ball game's just finishing up or what have you. So next part of the show was Mark Henry. Really good promo. I really like the, especially, and I'm kind of like one of those say it louder for the ass hat that you do a radio show with. AEW, I'm not here to fix AEW because AEW isn't broken. Like, say it louder so Bully Ray can hear you there, Mark. Fuck. That was awesome. That,
Yeah, what did Bully Ray say about his promo? Did he approve it first?
Did he approve it first? Yeah. Is Mark Henry no longer thinking like he's in the business or something, or what's going on? Is he thinking like a mock? But yeah, it's a good promo. But the big
Can you imagine the backstage antics they have now?
Yeah,
at work and at what is it called? What's their show called?
Busted Open.
Busted Open.
That's about all the promotion they're going to get from me. But that's not the biggest thing that happened. The biggest thing that happened was we had the debut of Andrade, and I tweeted something.
I thought it was a big deal.
I think it was a big deal. Like, I'm not saying that it's a bad debut, but I tweeted some cautious concern, and I have been called a boomer. I've said that I don't know anything about wrestling. I've been told that I don't know what good talent is.
What did you say?
I will read
I'm looking this up.
I will read my
I'm
tweet
You've
looking
to
been
it
you.
up.
called a boomer.
Yeah,
You're like,
this was
what
on.
the hell?
I said the same thing on Reddit. Reddit's where more of the hate came from. Twitter, like, was a little bit better, except for the few people I blocked who told me I
Geek
need.
Cornet.
I didn't even say anything. Here, I will read my tweet exactly to you. Maybe. Come on. I hate Twitter. Here
Wait,
is-
what the hell did Britt Baker just say 2 hours ago? Sorry, different topic.
All right, hot take. I'm not excited about Andrade in AEW. Not because he's a bad talent or that he won't have great matches, but there's a surplus of talent on the roster now. What is there for Andrade other than more non-use of some of the talent they already have? I think that's a legitimate concern, but of course, you know.
Yeah, he definitely had one legitimate concern from Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean that
Boomer.
is a legitimate concern.
Also,
It's not so much like I don't want Andrade there, but it's just kind of like, so, okay. Oh, hey, Jungle Boy's getting over, but hey, buddy, we're going to put you back down the car because we got to have room for this new guy. And I'm not, like, trying to say that he's going to... I'm not saying that, like, Andrade's just going to fucking Brock Lesnar some shit and just come in and stop everything. But I'm saying, like, it's a legitimate concern. AEW has done so well building up so many guys here in the last few months. You know, are they just going to have to take back seats? I said a long time ago, other than female talent, I kind of think they need to curb fucking signing some people for a little while. You know, I still think he's going to have great matches. I think Andrade's a great talent, but I'm just maybe...
Yeah, Christian Cage is still kind of like getting his legs like in AEW, like their last big signing.
Here's what I want.
Yeah, Omar... Yeah, Michelle was respectful. There was other people saying, like, I don't know what good wrestling is, and, like, you know, anybody who doesn't want to see Andrade must want to, like, as beautiful as the wrestling community can be, it can also be full of a bunch of obnoxious people, and Twitter allows obnoxious people to be more obnoxious.
Also,
Yeah.
doesn't Andrade have a match with Kenny Omega in a few months?
Yeah, there is a lot of talent, but...
In a few weeks?
You have a lot of shows, but, like, I'm just gonna... Here's another hot take. Dark and Elevation are just kind of like, they're nothing shows. I'm sorry. Like, they're good when you watch them, but they're kind of nothing. Like, Rampage is a B show.
I put him on when I'm going
I've
to
not
sleep.
watched a single episode of Dark Elevation. I'm just like, okay.
I think the most Dark I've watched is when me and Nick went to the actual Dynamite, and then we watched Dark.
Yeah, same here for Cleveland. I was best friends taking on. This was after Dynamite. I was best friends taking on Sean Spears, and I kid you not, Colin Delaney. That was amazing, and he got muscles. Like holy.
The storyline they need to start telling because there's a lot of people that don't watch Dark and Elevation like this. That they're not shows for the casual fan. And
but Andrade is not going to be on Dark and Elevation.
Yeah, Andrade.
If he is,
and I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed if Darby or Sammy or Jungle Boy gets demoted to Dark or just Rampage for. I'm not trying to be the whole like everybody from the WWE is bad. I'm not trying to be that kind of person, but I'm also just kind of like. There's a lot of talents. There's a lot of wrestlers. There's a lot of people that we find ourselves going, when are they going to get a spot? And then they just keep signing more people.
Well, all right. So here's what I want. First of all, with Andrade, the situation was he came out with Vicky Guerrero. I don't want him with Vicky Guerrero. First of all, because she's all
why?
Like no.
Just
why do we do? Yeah, we all know that he's with Charlotte.
Never seen Quizlemania, Miss Ace.
We don't need a relationship where he's making out with Vicky Guerrero. Please don't do that.
Well, they may in their defense, they may not be going in that direction. She is kind of like managing people. I mean, she's got Nyla. Maybe he's like the male representative of their group.
Yeah, but that's how you want to debut him in that group? That like B movie group.
They have too many groups. But here's the thing: like if they use Andrade, here's what I want. I don't want him being on Elevation or Dark or none of that bullshit. But he can right away spark an amazing rivalry with Kenny Omega, but lose. I want to challenge you for the AEW championship. I'm here to aim for the top, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he's not even a full-time signee. Maybe just whatever. Lose. But at the same time, be like, you know what? I want a rematch, but I want it for the AAA title, and then I want Andrade to win, and then just run with the AAA title and carry that for a while.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be a full-time AEW guy, but I want him to have a good storyline. He deserves it, goddammit. So I want him to have
like
a
I at least
good
want him in
story.
a
I want him to have good
storyline.
matches. I want him to get away from the WWE scene, which he did. And yeah,
Right.
I want all these other guys to have chances too. But honestly,
Ew.
every new signee that they're doing, they're upgrading because guys like Sonny Kiss, Joey Janela, they just, as much as I'm a fan of those guys, they're not getting it done. So every time you're bringing in new people, like Christian or Andrade or whatever, yeah, you're not using the people that were first signees, but you're also upgrading every single time. So it's almost like instead of being like a high school gym promotion, it feels more like a independent or even major promotion.
I see
But
that
I don't
point,
want
but
to
it's
see
kind of like
Christian Cage be champion. I just want to see him have good matches. Like,
Yeah, it's
like
like-
they have
like-
to use these moves right. And I think that's where AEW is going to have their moment because they are and they're smart to do that. Whereas we've seen on like Monday Night Raw where we're just
But
getting
see, that's the
bullshit.
problem. The storyline's going on Dark, and like, I mean, I don't even.
Well,
I like
or on
AEW, and I don't
YouTube.
have enough time. Like, I don't.
You have to watch BTE to get the story. And on BTE, they've had a running joke where their episode is called "It Should Have Been on Dynamite" because they'll have like a segment, and then they're like, "Damn, that was so good! You should put it on TV." And I appreciate that it's a 2-hour
Yeah.
show, so they saved the fat for YouTube, which I eat. I chew it up.
I just like. I
But-
respect the fact that stuff actually happens on Dark, but like, if you want the majority of your audience to care, it shouldn't be happening on Dark. You know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
saying. Yeah. But I mean, there's a place for Andrade. If they
that's
use him right,
fine.
they use him right. If they don't, they don't. And we'll see what time. But Andrade, man, the original creator of the LIG, you have to have a spot for this guy. Like you can't let this guy slip between your cracks. But like I
Right.
said, we're thinking about last week's releases. Oh, Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, whatever. We forgot about like 3 weeks ago
Right.
releases were like guys like Andrade and all these other people. So maybe other people will be showing up where we didn't think. And WWE's just letting them go. So I mean,
Right.
we might be seeing a lot more.
I just
Let's
my
talk
big
about Brock
takeaway from
Lesnar. Let's
this.
not talk about Brock Lesnar, Omar. Let's not do that.
Well, but
My
they
big
prefaced
takeaway,
it,
though,
too.
from this
I don't
whole
wanna
thing
skip
was-
too far ahead.
Right,
Well, just real quick, I don't
next-
want to skip too far ahead. But they said Darby Allin, choose someone next week, and it can't be Sting to be your new partner. It's like, oh, it was going to be Braun, maybe, and now all of a sudden the wheels are spinning because a bunch of people just got released. Apparently, Leo Rush just got retired.
right.
Maybe
Yeah, due to
there'll be
injury,
another
which
sign.
that
Big
sucks.
name. Maybe it'll be whatever. Like, we'll see what happens.
We'll
It's
see.
Maybe New
exciting
Japan?
time.
Maybe. But like, no, like I don't dislike Andrade. Like, I'm excited about the fresh crop of matches. I'm just concerned because hey, Sammy Guevara's a star now. MJF's a star now. Jungle Boy's a star now. Darby Allin's a star now. And then like, gotta have all the room for those people. Then there's other people where it's like, all
Add the
right,
title.
like, Ricky Starks isn't even being used that much.
Does he have a broken neck?
I didn't know about that, but like Ricky Starks ain't
Ricky
getting.
Starks in 5 years, if Ricky Starks is not the biggest like name on the roster or whatever, he's gotta just leave and go to WWE.
Yeah, he has to.
They'll use him.
But yeah,
But that was a terrible debut, though. I was just gonna say that. I thought that debut
Yeah.
was awful.
it was kind
The
of like
way it was done, Vicky introducing him, screaming. I didn't even know what she was saying. She was just screeching. Like they said his name wrong on commentary. Like everything, and then the reaction from
Was
the
it
crowd was very
Called
muted.
on- or
Andrade
something?
Day something. I don't even know. They
Andrade Del
it was a-
Idolo.
yeah.
Just call
and all the
Andrade.
fans are
That's
like,
it.
"Oh, okay, who?" And then once he showed up, the fans kind of. But I agree
Yeah.
with Nick, where it was kind of lackluster. It was kind
Yeah.
of like, "Wait, what? What?"
It was like
what's
the
wrong?
butcher and the
Vicky,
blade.
No,
I
they're
don't
not
wanna
the
see
best
him
in
with Vicky.
debuts. AEW, like where WWE like will do a great debut and then taper off. AEW's like the inverse, where they'll have like shit debut, but then like eventually it's like, oh hey, look, they're
There's
great.
certain debuts they did
That's very
right,
true.
and then there's some that it's like, where do you guys do it?
Yeah, they've had a lot of pretty bad debuts.
Like the only time I can really
Moxley's
remember,
probably like Moxley and FTR like their best debuts.
no,
Dude,
and also no,
Raybo's not in
the
the chat.
night-
Raybo's sitting in the section.
the
when
night we
Moxley
got
debuted.
Brody Lee and Matt Hardy on the same night, that if we had a crowd that night, everyone would have been losing their hearing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, nowadays, yeah, I don't know what the heck's AEW is doing with debuts.
We just gotta wait for
It's
the
like, what's
fans,
going on?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they got the
All
fans
these days,
now.
we just imagine how many debuts we had in this last year with no fans. Starting
People,
with Matt
like-
Hardy, I think, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
Matt
even
Hardy and Brody
Who was
Lee.
the first one? I think was it Brody or was it Matt the first one
Brody was
with no
first.
fans?
Brody was first.
They were the
and
same
Matt.
night though,
Same night, yeah.
but Brody
it
was
was.
first because
Oh, okay.
everyone thought Matt was going to be the leader, and then it was Brody, and
I
then
thought
so
it
you
was.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, they weren't expecting it, and then Matt came later.
And who deserves it more than these people too? Like,
Right.
What a shame. But we've had so many
Who knows?
debuts
Maybe
with no fans.
maybe
Just
Miami
wait when
we
the fans
might
are involved.
have. Maybe in Miami we might have a crazy debut. we
JR
don't
ruins a
know
lot
about.
of things, but I know there's somebody in this call that
Oh,
will
Jay,
disagree
I
with
hate
that.
JR.
Here you go, Nick.
Yeah,
Here you go, Nick. Let's hear some of the stuff you were saying in the other group chat. Let's go.
I don't even remember what I said, but JR is a national treasure. We
No, you
shouldn't get
said
rid of him.
you said JR at his 20% is better than most of the rest of the people at their best, and that is.
I do agree. I stand by that.
Here's my recent JR quote was they said here's the Hollywood blondes. They said that they were vaxxed, waxed, and ready for a hot boy summer, and JR goes, and what the hell does that mean? It's like, but you can tell that was just like his hot take, where it's like,
Listen,
what am I supposed to do with this bullshit? Am I supposed to put this over? Like you can hear the pages flip because he just threw the script at that point. Where it's like,
I'm at a point
JR,
where it's
dude,
like I'm
dude.
actually kind of getting tired of JR's.
I'm getting
commentary.
tired.
It's like, listen, just let Tony Schiavone and Excalibur do it. At some points, I'm literally going to call this. At some point,
save JR for pay-per-views.
Yeah,
Save him for the pay-per-views.
but at some point, Chris Jericho is going to be on commentary. Like there is no
I even
way
like
that.
I
Well,
like
no, because they
Taz-
got
I
Paul
like
White
Taz
and
better.
Mark Henry now. They
I like
hired a lot of
Schiavone
people to be
and
commentary.
Jericho as commentary.
Mauro Ronaldo, didn't he just?
Mauro Ronaldo's in
Mara
Impact.
would be great.
Mark Henry's not
What
the
the hell is
commentary.
Mauro
He's just
doing
he's
anyway?
like being an agent. But we gotta move on.
Yeah.
There was my my hot take on not getting as excited as the rest of the world about Andrade. So this will be.
I
the
haven't
last...
seen anybody excited. I don't think anyone liked that debut that I saw. At
Oh
least.
no! Like I did.
It's
Twitter.
universely panned.
I was shocked, but it's
Well, I
like
told Ray, I
that was
said
underwhelming.
Andrade's AEW, and he goes, AEW's going to go bankrupt. I'm like, can't you ever be happy, you son of a bitch? But Andrade, he's a big deal. Like, I'm glad that he didn't
He is.
just go
I'm glad
to
he's there. It's
Indeed
not like
or-
how he got there.
Yeah.
Mark Henry be on Rampage. What the fuck?
Let's just say he's the good Alberto Del Rio, as far as we all know right now. Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
that's what got me told by people on Reddit that I don't appreciate or know what good wrestling really is. So, because I'm not
I can't
as
believe it.
excited as
Yeah.
the rest of the world, as the rest of Reddit and Twitter about Andrade, apparently I've never don't understand wrestling. So
No, it's because you don't like JR, not because anything to do with
okay.
you
I
don't
don't think
understand
Reddit
English
understands
wrestling.
itself.
That's always the
Next
comment they
match
get from me.
is Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus QT Marshall and Anthony's Boxing and Wrestling a Go-Go. This is an alright match. I was kind of surprised at the ending. Kind of surprised that QT Marshall's doing anything, and I like Lee Johnson. That's about all there is to say about it. Yeah.
I like Lee
Pretty much.
Johnson too. He had that one really cool moment where like he had that big win and they celebrated, and I thought that was cool. I feel like they haven't done a lot to keep that momentum going with him, but You can't focus on everybody, I guess, but I figured that this is probably what would happen. He beat Ogogo for the big Memorial Day American Dream thing, and then, I think ultimately he's gonna get a win back.
Nick, have you ever been punched in the jujunum?
Fair.
Have I ever what?
Have you ever been punched in the jujunum?
The jujunum? Yeah, I think I was a couple times, actually.
That's Anthony Ogogo's finisher. They should just call that the jujunum punch.
Oh God, what the fuck?
Hey, if Tony Khan's watching, pay all proceeds to the Geek Show because that's a.
Just come me my all out and my Full Gear tickets. And hey, I might be if you're in town for Full Gear, I might be tailgating. So come to that.
And besides, you're gonna need that extra money for after the Jaguars are another disappointment this season.
Are they gonna be? I don't know. I'm not really following the draft.
How dare you, sir? I just kissed Tony Khan's ass, and you're now.
Yeah, thanks a lot. There goes Tony Khan making me the official YouTube channel partner of AEW. You just ruined it. All right, Inner Circle's victory lap. This was kind of like, this was okay. Like, I kind of thought it was more entertaining. Like, it was cool kind of for them all to get their moment, but like, I kind of thought their like one from the loss the year before was significantly more entertaining. But that's, it's just me. Okay, like I'm not discouraging people from having different opinions, but like I am kind of like a little bit more refreshed to know that some people in my chat felt the same way I did, and like I'm not going to get canceled for not being as excited about the debut as other people were. So I have a little more peace in my life now.
Oh, please! It seems like every week we might get canceled for something.
Get canceled for liking Cody Rhodes. Get canceled for not liking Andrade's debut.
Get canceled for pissing off Canadians.
Get canceled for not loving Jay White.
That too.
But no. Emma, the Inner Circle victory lap. Does anyone else have anything to add? It was just it was good. It was there.
I was surprised that nobody
was this whole episode of Dynamite, to be honest. It was okay. It was there.
This is pro wrestling at its best, where someone was going to turn on someone. But no, they didn't. They just all hugged it out and just whatever. So it was like, okay. And then they challenged them again. It's like Jericho, dude. Like,
the tears are still
we get it.
I just can't understand the temporary Friday Night Dynamite. It's like I can't keep up with it, especially when we have like SmackDown beforehand. It's like, all right, let's do another 2 hours of wrestling already. It's like,
it is. This hopefully when the TBS stuff comes through, this is all over.
Yes, I'm shocked. It's like, why not go on TBS right now? Like, why not do it Thursday nights? There's nothing happening on Thursdays that
Impact.
You can just do this. It's on Access TV. Who watches Access TV? I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's move on. Christian Cage and Jungle Boy versus Private Party. Good little match.
I liked this. Yeah, I liked this.
Oh my God, is that Private Party? I hate that theme so much. I hate that theme so much.
I mean, it was all right. Good match. I like how they're using Christian to build up Jungle Boy.
I was sad that the Acclaimed didn't have a fight on Dynamite. Come on. Everybody wants to be Acclaimed.
All right.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
so now here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD's championship celebration. And
the new belt looked awesome, by the way.
The new belt looked awesome. As I was excited about that, I kind of felt like they really dropped the ball with this celebration. Like,
it was fine.
It was okay, but like I expected I thought like there's gonna be like something more happen. And
did they seriously have big match at the
now
celebration?
You're all hot on her. You got a crush on her now, and you're like, oh man, she deserves more. I was like, this was a cool segment. This lucky bastard got to meet her and take pictures with her.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Having
mean,
all of the guys that lose all the time in the ring was a weird touch. It was definitely like, I don't know. It was kind of funny. I like the reveal at the end with the
it was
cheeseburgers
funny.
was
It was
not.
funny, and I liked the, I kind of liked how they did the whole like Jericho gives the shirts to everybody. Look under your chest, and there's a shirt, yeah. And then like Britt Baker's like, no, I have all the free bid mats. Like that was funny, but like the rest of it was just kind of like,
Chill,
okay.
no, I
I'll,
get the Big Mac. You
I'll
guys
say
don't
I
get
always
burgers.
watch Dynamite with my fiance's in the room, usually working on something on the computer for work or school, and she slowly but surely like went from hating Britt Baker to appreciating her, and she laughed out loud during this segment. So to like a very casual viewer, it was
I
a
guess.
success.
So yeah, there you go.
No,
So,
Britt's awesome. Everyone likes her. Like
Yeah,
she's approachable. She's cool. She's a good wrestler. First of all, it's good talent. She wouldn't be put
she's
over
being
like this
used
if she
correctly
wasn't
now.
good. Yeah, and she's
And
being used correctly.
apparently
She's an awesome
Nyla
character.
spoiled the party.
It was a shock when she pulled the heel promo. I
Oh.
remember when she pulled the heel promo on the
On
cruise,
Tony.
and everyone was just like, "What the heck?" Like, but she
Yeah.
ran with it. She's become like Geek said last week, pretty much wrestler of the year. Like,
Well,
that's just with her.
wrestling.
That's
Yeah,
just with
she's wrestler of
her.
the year, but like now she's got some competition from somebody who we might be discussing here in a few minutes.
The only heat she has with me is stop watching Adam Cole's matches. Because
Yeah.
if I see another one of her match or one of her, if she puts on another match where she has 28 kickouts, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Or she tries Sunset Boulevard.
Right. Next,
Actually, you know what? I would love it if we see like a sudden Adam Cole appearance. I don't know, just
He should be in the audience, all shocked, like she gets hurt. Like how
we
they
saw-
did it with
yeah,
her.
like how
we saw
NXT did.
Baker at an NXT Takeover. How come we can't see Adam Cole?
I don't
bang
know.
on it?
Ask one of the Highlanders what happens when you're in WWE and you show up on somebody else's show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Which,
they
by
did
the
that
way,
at the
if
show
you
we
want-
went to.
hey, and chill. If you want to see part of that same Highlander singing karaoke, go check out my Squared Circle Expo vlog. No bullshit. But we gotta move on. Next match: Red Velvet versus Bunny. I like Red Velvet. I'm really beginning to like Red Velvet.
Yeah, she's good.
But not really much else to say about that other than Red Velvet's good. She's gonna like to see her be like maybe a Dynamite challenger for Britt Baker one day. Not like on pay-per-view, but like for a Dynamite title defense, that'd be a good match. It'd elevate Red Velvet. Main event, bull rope match, Nick Camarado versus Dustin Rhodes. This was okay. Like
felt
it's
really rushed.
So
yeah, like it definitely. Dustin has showed how good he can still be in AEW, but like, not in this match. Like, it's not really his fault, but it's like Eric said, it was rushed. If it's a Texas bull rope match, I kind of like the whole like touching the turnbuckles stipulation a little more. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first. Well, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of, yeah. I think I'm right on with yours. Like, it was good, not great, not my favorite, but it was good. Of all the ones I've seen, it kind of stacks somewhere in the middle where it's like,
Yeah. It was
glad
an
they did
interesting main
good for
event.
Dustin.
Yeah,
main
Dustin
event.
Rhodes' main event in
Dustin's still-
AEW.
Remember, this guy's the same age as Undertaker or whatever, right? Undertaker ain't even fucking walking. This guy's doing
Pretty much.
this kind of shit.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
Yeah.
He
DDP
looks
Yoga.
better in here now than he has like in WWE since like his first run. I think this is the best Dustin Rhodes has looked in a long, long time.
I'd say probably the best run of his. I give even one further than that. It's like as far as in the ring, this is the best he's been since his WCW days. Like before
which I haven't seen a lot of
before
that.
Gold
But
Dust, like the Gold
pretty
Dust stuff was
universally.
like, yeah, universally, yeah, but like it's kind of like the Gold Dust stuff. A lot of it was shtick, and
yeah, you either got it or you didn't.
yeah, other than
Because
like
he
maybe
is good.
other than like maybe the parking lot brawl with Piper, like most of his run in as Goldust was just kind of like shtick, which is fine because like that's what you needed, at that time. But Like, this is like, he's having as good a matches as he was doing like back in the early 90s against, Steamboat and stunning Steve Austin at that time. So, I don't know. This is just, of all the wow, look at how good Dustin still is, this just wasn't one of them.
I like Camarado though. He has like such a cool look.
Yeah, but they gotta find something for him because he's been like a force for a while, but they haven't really been doing that.
But like kind of,
he's been around for a while.
Well, Dustin's role is kind of like he's the gatekeeper. He's in his 50s, so it's not like he really needs a whole lot else. So, he's kind of there to work with your camarados and probably down the road a go-go and he had those MJF matches and stuff like that. Had his run-ins with the inner circle. Like, that's just kind of Dustin's role, which is fine. You need that veteran to do it. I didn't mind him winning this one because he says like he wants to go for a championship. So that means we're either going to see Kenny versus Dustin or Miro versus Dustin, and probably Miro versus Dustin. And when Miro beats the shit out of Dustin, it's going to add more layers to that monster character. So
yeah, I would like to see that match, Miro versus Dustin.
I love Dustin's recent storyline where he's like running through every member of the Nightmare family or whatever they're called now with QT's line.
Yeah,
it's cool and it makes sense and
they should call QT stable the apple tree. All right, so we gotta move on.
Prune tree. Well, was that the final? Was that because is it okay if I go ahead and dip out?
Yeah, you can dip out unless you want to talk New Japan.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, peace out.
Thanks for having me again. This show, and then good talking to Nick. Good time for the show, right?
Again, and,
yeah, for sure.
And definitely buy stuff on Macari. Everything's for sale that he has, not my stuff.
Hell yeah!
All right, so
easy. I'll see you later, and I'll talk to you later.
Later. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
So New Japan Pro Wrestling, Dominion, their second biggest event of the year, other than the G1, their second biggest just card, I should say. It happened. Vacated IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Shingo Takagi versus Kazuchika Okada. And the world was shocked in a good way. Shingo Takagi is your IWGP champion now. Upsetting Kazuchika Okada, and this was definitely the right fucking call in my opinion. I don't know. I know I'm gonna get some different opinions on that one, but I feel like this was the right call.
Why do you think that? Go into that.
Well, one, Okada has like been, just from the real perspective, Okada's been working hurt. So definitely he needs like some time off before the G1. Like, Okada's not really been on his game since Wrestle Kingdom of last year.
You get to use smart terms when you talk about New Japan. It's the only time you're allowed on the show.
No, he just hasn't.
Because if you watch New Japan, you're smart.
Maybe, but so there's part one. Part two, one of my biggest complaints about New Japan in recent years is you haven't really seen them try and elevate a new Japanese talent to the world title status. I mean, yeah, Ibushi was a first-time champion, but he's always been in the main event scene. He's always been there. He's just not won the title yet. But you see so many Japanese talents not get a push.
Dude, literally Evil.
Evil failed. Evil was a failure.
Yeah, but they did it. You just said they don't try.
No, I'm talking about like there's Sonata, there's there was Shingo.
How can you say Sonata and not Evil? Like, they tried it though.
No, but like okay,
he's right.
You need to let me go back to my point. They'll force feed and like throw Jay White up there, but like they don't like have the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like Evil just got Jay and Evil just like, here you go, let's put you up in there. And then, like, all the while, there's, like, Shingo having, like, great matches going on a big Heroes arc, and it's like, we're not going to use you. Oh, here's Sonata going on, like, a Heroes arc through the G1. It's like, we're not going to use you. There's no, like, they're not doing, like, what AEW is doing with Hangman right now, where you're kind of, like, witnessing the journey, or what they did with Kenny, where you're not really, like, witnessing a journey. It's just kind of like, go. Just go. We need a shot, go. And this like to me like felt like they finally had a payoff to something, even if it was kind of like last minute. Like, hey, we're kind of being forced into a payoff because Ospreay got hurt. So I don't know. I think that Shingo's been kind of quietly the best thing going in New Japan this year, and now he's got the belt to prove it.
It's definitely cool. I've always liked Shingo. I haven't watched this yet. I'll definitely have to check this match out though, because I'm sure it's great with those two in it.
I will warn you now, it is not as good as you think it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
how bad Okada looks like he's hurting right now.
I have not watched a lot of New Japan in the pandemic era. I've seen matches here and there, stuff that they'll throw up on like the Roku thing from which is older. And I've like gone on my way to watch a few things, but it definitely seems like since the pandemic, there's been a pretty big shift in the way they do things, and this is part of that as well. And like you said, this might be for the better, and that might just be because you hate Ospreay and Jay White, but you like Shingo Takagi. But like, I think that it's kind of that same idea. It's definitely something. They did that. How many times did they do that with John Cena in WWE, where like something would happen, and then like, oh crap, what do we do with the belt? Well, obviously, you just put it on John Cena, and it seemed like that was one of those. Obviously, we're going to put it on Okada, like the go-to guy, and they didn't do that, so that's cool. And I love Shingo, and Shingo is. I don't think I've ever watched a match that I didn't think was very good from Shingo Takagi since he's been in New Japan, at least.
To me, it's like they've been. New Japan, since the Elite left, since Kenny left, and since kind of, I'm not going to say like it's been on a downward spiral since then, but I feel like since then they've been kind of, I kind of want to call it like
scrambling with like the plan B, C, D, E, F, etc.
They've been scrambling with all these plan Bs when it's like, hey, there's a plan A. There's a few plan A's staring you right in the face, but it's like, oh no, like going way back to Jay White. And I don't like Jay White by any stretch of the imagination, but going back to him, like there's like, okay, we gotta put the belt on him. It's like, okay, but that made no sense. Kenny's gone. Roll with Tanahashi and still have Tanahashi and Okada. Yes. like don't throw this unnecessary extra title change in there for no reason. Like, okay, you wanna give Evil a shot in the main event. Why did Evil have to win the title? Him turning on him's good enough. Like, that was something that like New Japan did really, really well. Was like they'd really drive home the fact it's like just having something happen, maybe not necessarily the person winning, but having like someone come close, or having someone like, the cliche for Japanese wrestling, fighting spirit, or having just, that's the story, but like it really they went very WWE, and they gotta win the title. Don't matter if you don't win the title. And I feel like the prestige of the belt has gone down. I feel like the kind of the...
Especially the redesign.
Yeah, well, that's another debate for another day. But like everything else is just kind of like it used to be the one thing, and I could say this beyond a shadow of a doubt, from 2016 to about, to Madison Square Garden, I could say that not only does New Japan offer you the best wrestling, they also have probably the best storyline. Simple, but effective. But then they like just went in this tailspin of like, what do we do? And it's like, take a breath. You got all the answers are right there in front of you. Just do what you've been doing and go, oh shit, Kenny's not here. Because even though the Bucks and Cody and Hangman were all part of New Japan, like they weren't really cornerstones like Kenny. Like, well, fucking Kenny left. But you adjusted without AJ. You adjusted without Nakamura. You can adjust without Kenny. Just do what you've been doing. But I don't know if they just like Gato just, got drunk or what his deal was, or if he just thought like, well, I gotta go. I don't know. It just wasn't that well written for a long, long time, and it's like, you had everything so simple, and they didn't do it. You didn't go with that. It's they had two unnecessary title changes in the last 2 years that lasted like nothing, other than, hey, we just gave you the title for here's a stat for you, and it's like, look at how long we had to wait for Naito to get the run with the title, or how long we had to wait for Kenny to get it. Look at how many times they came close and failed, and the story was that they came close.
Yeah, I think it definitely, maybe not for evil, but Jay White, and I know there's a lot of controversy around him, I think, online, divisive opinions, but him and Osprey, to an extent, they're just trying to get the next Kenny. They're trying to get that next big, like, Gaijin white talent, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
that will appeal to the Western audience, and people will say that that's not what it is. And I don't hate Jay White like you do, or Osprey. Actually, I actually like both of them. I think I like Osprey a little more than I like Jay White, but you can't just make that happen. You definitely have to build to that. Like, Kenny didn't just happen. If he was, it wouldn't have been as well received if they would have done what they did to those two that they've done. Osprey was more built up than Jay White for sure.
Yeah,
but
the only like gaijin that's happened in recent years with New Japan was AJ, and it's just kind of like, well, he's AJ. He had that pedigree going into New Japan, where it's like, okay, we accept this, and that was kind of in more the infancy of the Bullet Club, where it's like, okay, well, they need kind of like this strong international Western badass to come in. It's not really a badass, but just kind of that, Well,
an undisputed, like, one of the greatest, if not the greatest wrestler, like, wrestling right now. At that time, at least. Still, to this day, one of the greatest.
Yeah. Withering away in WWE's useless tag division, but that's another debate for another day. But it's like, I don't know, like to me, and I'm not keeping my expectations realistic, because it's like, I thought this was what was going to happen with Ibushi, but it didn't. Like, they fucked up. I don't know what they did with Ibushi, but that was one of the worst world title runs I've ever seen, and it's Kota Ibushi. Like, I shouldn't be saying that, but that was shit.
I think that's where it all really started to fall, and it really coincides with the pandemic, because I think Naito winning and Ibushi winning and all of that, like, that was all okay. It might not have been to the level of Kenny, but I don't think a lot of stuff previously was to the level of that Kenny Okada feud. Like, it's been good for a long time, but that was definitely like some of the best storytelling.
The Naito was on that level.
Yeah,
I could compare. I've seen this comparison before. Like Naito winning at the Dome was almost like the symbolic. Like, how like the business, like WWE's business, didn't just completely go down the toilet after WrestleMania 17, but like everybody kind of looks at WrestleMania 17. It's like, there's the peak. There's the peak, and it was all downhill from there. Maybe not like it wasn't just like. The bottom didn't fall out, but it was downhill from there. That's kind of what if you could point to something like that, that was Naito finally beating Okada in the Tokyo Dome. It was kind of like that whole, like, bottom didn't fall out. Like, there were some, when they first came back from the pandemic, there was stuff that was really good. The New Japan Cup. Evil's turn was good. It was just, why did he have to win the belt?
Yeah.
Especially when, like, immediately it's like they realized, like, either they went A, oh shit, this sucks, we gotta hurry up and change it, or B, it's like, well, we had him gonna lose it the whole time. It's like, why not just not have him win the belt? Why not have him come close to winning the belt and then go, I'm gonna win the G1 and then fuck you, Same thing with Jay 2 years ago. Why not just have him come close and then be like, shut bro, I'm going to beat you when you win the J1, and I'm going to use my knife pivot skills to just fucking kill Okada. Like, I don't know, like, I never thought I'd be this frustrated with New Japan, because, like, every time I got frustrated with them, it was always like, here's the plan. You could always point to, like, I was frustrated when Naito didn't beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom in 2018, but it's like, no, here's the plan. There's more, you know. He didn't kill Thanos, but there's another movie still, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of like Thanos won, but then Gamora came back, and then Gamora killed Thanos, but then Gamora found out she was actually with Thanos, and then for some reason Rocket Raccoon's the one killing her now. Like, that's what New Japan feels like.
You just
So,
made my head hurt from that.
yeah. How do you think it's been for me watching New Japan? Like, but to me, like, and I'm not even like, I don't like Will Ospreay, but like I didn't like Ibushi's reign ending that early. But it's kind of like, I kind of feel like maybe they're going somewhere with this. But to me, like, Shingo winning might be kind of like, okay, here's a guy that's been kind of your workhorse. You've kind of always been a company built on that. Let's see what happens. This could be like kind of writing the. He could be the one that kind of helps write the ship creatively with New Japan. You know, Naito's going to the tag division. Jay White, as much as I don't care for him, he's got a good role as the Never Champion now. Hopefully, somebody can beat Mox Lesnar and get the U.S. title back into being regularly defended into a New Japan ring. So, like, I don't know. Maybe this will be, you know, kind of what writes it, or he could lose to fucking Master Wato in 3 days, and I will go, what the fuck is life?
Yeah, I think out of everything, out of all the wrestling companies, like every company, the whole world has been momentum has slowed for wrestling companies and for everything. But you know, no wrestling company is as hot, you know, as it was. Maybe Impact just because of the AEW stuff.
Coattail riding, essentially. Man, I'm not saying it's bad, but like just kind of point blank.
No,
That's
yeah,
what it
they might
is.
be a little hotter than they were before the pandemic, but generally everyone has less momentum. But it really feels like New Japan's has most grossly come to a halt out of every company.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully this is what picks them back up. I'm hoping. I want to be excited about New Japan again. I want to, you know, feel good about, you know, to kind of give you like my gauge. And I've said this on a podcast with Charloco a few weeks ago. But you know, in 2018, I took a vacation from my actual job to catch the final week of the G1 Climax. Nick came to my house at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. 1 o'clock in the morning to stay up and watch it live because we didn't want to accidentally be spoiled to what the ending of the G1 Climax would be. And we wanted this all to be worth it. And we powered through thanks to Diet Pepsi and stayed up and watched Tanahashi beat Ibushi in the finals. And it's like, wow, that was worth it. That was good. All of that was great. And it's like, now, I got spoiled. Okay, whatever. Like, that's kind of what I am with New Japan. It's like, oh, it got spoiled. Oh, well, was it a good match? Okay, I'll check it out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. This was one that I didn't watch it live, but I took effort not to be spoiled on it, and I was happy with the result. And hopefully hopefully as the world gets normal, you know, becomes more normal, maybe New Japan will reclaim its spot as the kind of the upper echelon of wrestling again. We'll see. But yeah, that is it for us this week. I want to thank everybody for bearing with us. Thank you to Eric, who had to dip out early. EZ, you got social media to plug?
Yeah, guys, follow me at Eric Zarens. And if you are a fan of racing, I try to update this as much as I can, but because of work, I'm normally unavailable on weekends these days. But you can find me at the Racers blog. So
big IndyCar race in Detroit.
Yeah,
big IndyCar race in Detroit.
I wish. Yes, IndyCar in Detroit, that'll be amazing. NASCAR's got the All-Star race in probably one of the most confusing formats I have ever seen.
I hate
stage racing.
I hate the All-Star race because it doesn't pay points. So I never watch it.
Don't care.
I never watch the All-Star race.
Unless they actually do like a host venue every year. Okay, maybe I'll get invested with it, but it's like every year at Charlotte, it's like, it's whatever.
Oh, it's in Texas this year, but yeah.
Yeah, now it's Texas. So it's like, oh great, Charlotte's a sister city. Even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my god.
I just never cared about the All Stars. And Nick, do you still got public social media, or is that shut down?
Oh, it's not shut down, but I don't ever use it, so I don't got anything to plug.
At fake Nick P. All right, and if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, from the world of gaming, anime, comic books, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeeka9, Twitter athletic_geeka9, Instagram athleticgeeka9. And if you'd like to help this channel out financially, I am on Patreon, patreon.com/athleticgeeka9. Check out some of the other videos I'm doing. Collection Comic of the Week, it's George Perez month. Check out some of the great George Perez books that I have in my collection, and definitely keep your eye out on the Geeking Out podcast. You know, Tabitha from the Heroes Initiative came back to talk about her favorite comic book movies this last episode, and then definitely check out the Jerry Travelstead episode, a wrestling school principal. Really, really fun episode to do. And if you're in the Southern Illinois area, definitely hit up Stride Pro Wrestling this Saturday in Carterville. They're doing their summer tournament, so check that out. Support those guys, and yeah.
The tournament? I love tournaments.
Yep. Well, come back.
Sad I'm gonna miss it.
Come back home. Come back home for this one. Come back. Walk 900 miles, baby. But yes, for OG Nick and Easy and Eric, we're just Marks and we're out. Have a good one.
Good night.
All right.